Hey Troopers, we're burning a little bit of the midnight oil here, trying to solve the mystery. I know, I really want to take those covers off too, but we're not working on that just yet. We're doing a little bit of the background research on this mystery trooper, and thanks to my friend D Comet here, we've got the Isuzu Options Codex here loaded up, and I'll just show you a little bit of it. It's, as I mentioned in the last video, 1100 codes. So, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that we can look up on here. And from the inside here of this glove box, because I've just pulled the glove box out of the mystery truck, right? And this option code list, it's covering pretty much the whole truck. But I did manage to get that plate off of the firewall, and you can tell it's the same one here by the scar. With a little magic schmoo, look what I've done. I managed to get it. Let me turn down the Iron Maiden a little bit. So yeah, a little bit of magic schmoo and some hard work, and I managed to get that cleaned off enough that I could read everything, except for a little bit of damage here, but that's okay. I already know what that is. You're wondering what the magic schmoo is? Well, let me share with you. Huh? It's a real performer. Gotta love that stuff. Alright, so we got the option plate off. We got it cleaned. And now we want to figure out a few things. Let's check out the options. I go to pull out my notepad here on option codes and so forth, and I realized that I already had all the option codes interpreted from a previous trooper. It's not even for this trooper. That's something I was looking at back in May, and yeah, I managed to get these option codes. So there we have it. This first number that is a little bit damaged is actually C60. I'm sorry, this camera is so shitty, it will not focus. And so the camera on the phone, the BlackBerry Key 2, is super beautiful, but we're not filming with that right now. So C60, manual air conditioning, and then you can see there we got F49, and so F49 is soft ride suspension. Of course, the G80, which we discussed, the limited slip differential. NK4 is listed as a urethane steering wheel, but we looked at the funky wheel. Remember the one you got in your eyeball? Yeah. So that wasn't urethane, was it? That was a leather steering wheel. Okay, that's a little interesting contradiction. S1Y, auto lock 4-wheel drive. Auto lock 4x4, auto lock front hubs. Alright, it's got those. LS rear step chrome bumper, VB3, which is the last one on this line here. And that's the big expensive rear bumper that we talked about. 6DN, the very last one on the bottom here in the second column. That is a 95 amp hour battery. So nothing major that we didn't expect to see on here. Pretty typical for an LS Trooper, but the mystery starts to thicken when we go back to those pop rivets that I was taking off. Okay, so I've grabbed a second plate here from another trooper, and you can see these are the stock rivets that hold the option plate to the firewall, and they are plastic or nylon. They are definitely the stock rivets, right? I've seen those on lots of my troopers. Those pop rivets, they looked real fishy to me. That's not the way it goes. And so we take a look at the VINs. Well, my hypothesis is starting to take some shape here, because the VIN on this plate, and you're going to have to trust me on this, I'm extremely thorough, so I made sure that I got what I got. And the VIN on this plate is exactly the same as the VIN on the sticker in the glove box, which is original. It hasn't been tampered with. But the hypothesis comes into play when I go and get the VIN off of the dash right in front of the driver's steering wheel. Okay, it does not match. It's completely not even close. It is from another Japanese trooper. So what I'm starting to figure here is that, well, there's another piece of evidence right here. I've got some kind of a committed to excellence sticker. It says this vehicle received a quality pre-delivery inspection by Rob on July 1990. And it was also signed off by the cleaner man. Can't read what his name is, who cares? So that date is from 1990. This truck would have been built before 1990, or it was actually a 1990. And one other thing that we confirm on that is that we get into the suspension here, and we have the KB84 lower control arm. This is not a KB83 lower control arm, ruling out 86 altogether. So round headlights, square headlights, this is also a confirmation of a KB84 model. The other thing I could do is get onto the frame VIN, right? There's a frame stamped into the VIN, but I don't think I need to go that far to try and figure out that this glove box, surprisingly to me, because I mean, who the hell goes through this work? There must have been something wrong with the old one. This glove box does not match the dash. So although the interior is in beautiful shape, it's all from an LS. One of the other surprises I figured out was, of course, it's got power windows. It's got the power window package. And that's not listed on this plate or on this glove box. Well, actually, I haven't gotten that far yet. It might be. And so the other thing that we figured out from this plate too is that it had the LL2 option for the engine. That's the General Motors V6. And RMQ, the transmission, that's an MUA transmission. Well, we know that thing's definitely not an MUA5. So, when we get down to it, it looks like somebody has swapped out the glove box, and this glove box is actually quite beautiful. It still has the retainer strap, which, I mean, so many of them break, right? So somebody swapped out the glove box, the VIN, somebody swapped out the dash, somebody has swapped out the dash and kept the original glove box and the original number on the firewall, and that's why, no, that's not the original plate for the firewall. So what the fuck went down here? Not the original plate, swapping that to the body, keeping the original dash, but bringing on the glove box and anything else that is better than what was in the truck originally. So the frame, the body are the original, the dash goes with that frame and body. They swapped in the engine and they swapped over the registration with this plate and this glove box, and then decided that it wasn't a good idea to have a VIN so prominent under the hood that didn't match the VIN on the dash. So quickie painty, and there it is. Just to beat some insurance papers are too hard to work out. I don't know. It's a Canadian import Trooper as far as that steering wheel is concerned, and from what everything else looks like, yeah, the Canadian Trooper confirmation was there with the stickers too. So either way, I've got myself a hell of a parts body, and obviously I'm going to scrap the frame. I'll be stripping off these control arms and the drive shafts. Those are NTN drive shafts, and this front end, along with the auto locking hubs, a couple of good tires. So yeah, it's going to be quite a project, guys. I'll keep you updated as much as possible. Please go check out the Instagram account, and if you're interested again, you know, in having this codex, I can mail that to you with a little email. All right, keep the rubber side down, troopers. I think we got this mystery licked. Either way, there was some tampering going on, but it's not a big deal. Let's just scrap this bitch and get what we need. Later.